Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are unpacking a truly fundamental shift in how B2B sales teams build relationships at scale. Look, if you're involved in sales, revenue generation, or business development, you already know that the landscape is totally shifting under our feet right now. The days of relying on sheer brute force, they're completely over. So what we're exploring today is an AI-driven system known as Outreach CoPilot. And as you'll see, it represents a total evolution in how we approach intelligent sales outreach.
Okay, let's dive right in and ask a tough but really necessary question. Are you still relying on a single channel and low-converting cold emails? I want you to take a second and really reflect on the pain of ignored messages. We all know the ultimate failure of the traditional spray-and-pray approach, right? You craft an email, you blast it out to thousands of people, and you hear absolutely nothing but crickets. It's frustrating. Modern buyers simply demand relationships and relevance before they are going to give you even a second of their attention.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the end of cold spam. Second, meeting your AI sales co-pilot. Third, orchestrating multi-channel sales plays. Fourth, smart tracking and automated workflows. And finally, real conversations and measurable outcomes. Let's get into it.
Part 1. The end of cold spam and why we are finally moving beyond spray and pray.
You know the old way of sales. It was completely volume-based. You relied on a single channel, usually email, and you hit prospects with a hard pitch right out of the gate. Essentially, you were just blasting emails to massive, unsegmented lists, hoping someone would bite. Well, the new way puts the relationship first. It's multi-channel, and it relies on intelligent engagement. You aren't just making noise anymore. You're orchestrating a well-timed symphony of touchpoints that actually resonate with the buyer. It's a total game changer.
Moving on to Section 2. Meet your AI sales co-pilot, which is all about having intelligence right from the very start.
The absolutely crucial point here is that with this system, you are never starting from scratch. Outreach CoPilot receives pre-qualified, enriched leads directly from CRM CoPilot. Just think about what this intelligence includes. You get context about the actual person, specific messaging angles you should take, direct intent signals showing they're actively in the market, recent role changes, company growth metrics, and identified pain points. You aren't just getting a name and an email address. You're getting a fully fleshed out profile. You hit the ground running with actionable intelligence from second one.
And bringing all that data into the system, it is incredibly smooth. For real-time agility, you can just use a direct send via webhook. Or, hey, if you're running larger coordinated plays, a standard CSV export and import works perfectly for batch campaigns. It syncs seamlessly with your CRM and your data sources, so your team isn't bogged down in administrative data entry. Because let's face it, nobody wants to spend their day doing data entry.
Section 3. Orchestrating multi-channel sales plays. Basically, this is about mimicking actual human interaction.
Let's actually walk through an 8-day multi-touch cadence to see how this works. Day 1, it isn't a pitch. It's just a passive warm-up, a simple LinkedIn profile view just to get your name to pop up in their notifications. Day 2 brings a really gentle introductory email. By day 3, you send a personalized LinkedIn connection request. Again, absolutely no pitch. Day 5 is an email follow-up. On day 6, if they've connected, you send a value-first LinkedIn message. And day 8 and beyond, you simply continue nurturing. Notice how completely natural that feels? It mimics how a real salesperson builds familiarity before ever attempting to pitch a product.
But hey, the cadence is only half the battle. The messaging itself has to be spot on. The AI actually customizes the messages using all those insights we talked about earlier. This personalization heavily focuses on value-first messaging. It asks thoughtful questions rather than making aggressive demands. There is absolutely no hard selling up front. The AI tailors the text based on the prospect's recent LinkedIn activity and their specific company data. It ensures that when your prospect reads that message, it feels entirely bespoke to their exact current situation.
Okay, Section 4, smart tracking and automated workflows. Think of this as the AI's brain.
So, the system constantly monitors behavioral inputs, things like LinkedIn views and replies, email opens and clicks, website interactions, and booked meetings. And then, in real time, it executes responses. It updates engagement scores, finds clear buying signals, recommends the exact next actions you should take, and automatically adjusts the cadence. It's a completely dynamic, continuous loop of input and intelligent output.
Based on all that tracking behavior, the smart automation kicks right in. It might automatically send the next message, or, and this is absolutely crucial, it will pause the outreach if the prospect has actually replied.
Hot leads get routed directly to a human to take over the conversation, while leads that aren't quite ready are seamlessly moved into longer-term nurture campaigns. It even triggers instant alerts for high-intent prospects, meaning your sales team knows exactly who to focus on right at this very second.
And finally, Section 5, Real Conversations, Measurable Outcomes. Let's talk about the bottom line here. When you stop relying on blast emails and you actually start using a system that finds the right people, engages them on LinkedIn first, and follows up intelligently across channels, the engagement jumps massively. Outreach CoPilot drives 3 times higher reply rates. That is a substantial increase in the number of prospects who are genuinely willing to engage in a real dialogue with your team.
And those replies translate directly into your pipeline. Compared to traditional methods, the Outreach CoPilot methodology results in 2.5 times more meetings booked. You're getting stronger pipeline quality, much higher conversion rates, and you're essentially turning raw passive attention directly into scheduled conversations on your calendar. It's incredible.
So if there is one core value proposition I want you to take away from this entire explainer today, it is this exact quote. Instead of blasting emails, build relationships through intelligent, timed, multi-touch engagement. That is the fundamental shift we've been talking about. We are moving far away from volume-based, purely transactional blasting and elevating our operations to relationship-based, AI-orchestrated selling.
Outreach CoPilot essentially replaces traditional cold outreach with a much smarter system that just simply converts attention into real conversations. So, I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. Knowing that this level of AI orchestration is now actually possible, what does the future of your sales pipeline look like? Are you going to stick to the old way, or are you ready to embrace the intelligent evolution of sales? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning out there.